What's up everyone, Art at Patience Metal Fab. Today I'm stepping out into the shop to do some filming on the Renault Turbo 2. I've got Gary out here with me to give us a quick update on what we're going to be featuring this episode. If you guys recall in the last one, which I'll put a link for up here, we sent the engine off for its full rebuild, and we took a little bit of time to go through the back of this car, kind of point out and talk about all the little components that you might have not seen coming together. In this episode, we're going to focus on one major thing. Do you want to do the big reveal on that?
Yeah, as cool as this interior is, it's missing one big component, and that's a dashboard. We're going to actually venture into a new territory for us on this one. We bought that Shop Saver plasma table, and we had them equip it with a router bit at the time, so we can put a spindle and a router on there. And the reason for that is we knew in the future we were going to get into some composite stuff with NextRev. We've had the dash designed, it's already been set up. We're going to do a printed version of the original kind of Jaeger gauge setup, but it'll be all modern gauges in it. So it'll be kind of homage back to the original Group B rally dash that would have been in the car. Along with that, the dash that we're making will be composite, and the best part is it'll be carbon Kevlar. So it'll be the nice yellow Kevlar that you see on the belly pan and a lot of the other panels on this thing that really were air correct at the time. Our table will router out the plug for the mold. We've got a box full of tooling foam that just came in from China. We'll get that thing on the table, we'll cut that into our plug, then we make the mold, and then from the mold, we make the parts.
And this just shows you, or at least reiterates the point of how much custom fabrication is going into this car. This next step is going to be a real one-off, literally the only one in existence. So we're going to step into the back of the room, take a look at the materials that got delivered, and then we're going to start moving from there. Gary, I gotta admit, this is super anticlimactic. I thought there was gonna be something cool in here. Instead, it looks like a construction board for redoing a garage or something. Can you explain this and why it's so expensive?
Yeah, not exactly what you think of when you think of foam, right? Especially being this box is like hundreds of pounds. I mean, it's not light stuff. The idea of it is it doesn't get affected by temperature. It doesn't expand and contract hardly at all. Very, very dense. It does not change in size. So it's very accurate. The other thing is, after the machining is done, we can sand this stuff relatively easily. So the machining is fast on it, way faster than metals, and the sanding and the finishing process is a lot quicker too.
If you guys have watched any of our fabrication videos on our YouTube page or Instagram, you should be well familiar with our Shop Saver table.
You look at it now, it's obviously set up as a plasma table. And I think eventually, depending on what happens with this carbon stuff, we'll ultimately need to have a dedicated table for machining out tooling like this. But the nice thing about this was they offered this in a way that we could buy it with the additional spindle on it. It's just a 5-horse spindle. The plasma head comes off, spindle mounts to it, and this thing essentially becomes a 3-axis CNC machine. We're gonna build out a block off plate, a sacrificial cover, so that we can just simply pull the plate off, set the wood on there, it'll seal this thing off. We can set something up to run on a Friday night, throughout the weekend, come back in Monday morning, the plug is done, we take it off, we pull the cover off, swap the heads out, we're back into plasma operation.
The next day.
I just realized as I was putting the finishing touches on this cap that I was supposed to film it and show you guys how I made it, but I actually did you a favor by not doing that because it was a really boring process. So next thing, we're gonna get Jeffrey in here and he's gonna start messing around with this machine, seeing what he can do. engineers Derek and Gary have made some really good progress on that dash, and now they have to do some digital design to get to the next steps. So we're going to pause on that project for a little bit. You guys will see some progress in future videos on that. The other thing that you saw in this video is Max putting together his latest fabrication project, which is this box to house the Haltech ECU and the AIM PDM. And now that I'm seeing the end result, it has turned out to be one of my favorite projects on this entire car. It just fits so well, and it's got a really nice aesthetic, but also it hides all the important bits, keeps them safe. The wiring is going to run out the back, so what you're seeing here is sort of the end result of that project, and it looks awesome. From here, we're still waiting on the engine work to get done at the shop that we're working with, so we don't have a time frame on that, but that doesn't mean that this project's at a complete standstill. There's lots of small odds and ends that we could be doing before it goes out to body and paint. So I don't know exactly what's going to be in the next episode, but there will be updates to come. If you guys are enjoying the series so far, please like the video, subscribe to our page, stick around for more to come.